hour and a half ready to
All right,
just sit
we
there and
got
absorb. Okay.
We just
audio.
went live. Hold on.
Hold on.
I need
Audio's
everybody to focus. There's
audio's
going to be
good.
quizzes. There's going to be red
Video
herrings.
video is up. All right.
Noah's not ready yet. He didn't fix his hair. It's still bangs. He needs to
Oh, he's
smooth
waiting for
it.
the opportune moment. Moment of character determination.
What's
Love
this?
it. Yep.
Perfect.
Your
Nailed it.
hair should like
Merida?
mirror your character's mood or whatever. So like as you get happier, it gets into
Mood,
a
it should
nice
be like, it should be like
How's
just
this?
out of his mind, just like this.
yeah. This is, he shaped it actually.
Stressed. Yeah.
There.
Is that Merida from Brave? Does Violet have Merida? Who's she holding there?
We're live, by the way.
It's Lily. You
We're
want to hold
live.
her up?
Internet. I'm putting my
Hey,
hair
Internet.
down to
This is Lily.
cover any.
Lily is saying
revelance
hi to
of-
the internet.
All right.
Good
Cuss it
job,
back.
buddy.
Jesus, I can't stand it.
When's the last? I haven't seen you with your hat off in a long time, Andy.
I like my hat
You got
on.
hair? No.
I don't know that I've ever seen Andy with a hat off.
No.
Listen, the hair was great for being in a metal band. It provided torque when wet for your neck. Outside of that, I really don't care for the hair. Outside of I have some on my head, and that makes me feel good about myself.
Violet's requesting that we see Todd with his hat off again.
No, don't do it.
All right, shield your eyes. Shield
No,
your eyes.
do it.
She covered her mouth.
She was like, oh
Cast
my
in
God.
horror.
I can't believe
She's got to
it.
sleep tonight.
You want to know how I know Todd has
What happened when you
LED
had
lights
kids?
in his basement? No. All right. Sorry, Damien.
No, you're good. You guys are good. Absolutely. Yeah, so we'll do a quick recap, but I'm gonna try to keep those quick. You can always go back and rewatch if you're watching at home and
Hey,
curious.
Flash, where would we rewatch those?
We totally post them on YouTube. You could follow us there and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get to see when they go live.
See, we did it in the beginning of the session tonight.
Whoop.
Yeah, we switched it up. But a quick recap and move right on. You guys had made a deal with the doctor after finding yourselves in a horrific situation to get his wife back, Eliza, from Adam, his first creation, his first golem, one which he has a connection to, not just a connection to he created him, but also he's like, you feel like somehow they're attached. They can kind of sense each other's at least emotional state, and even hurting one can hurt the other. To go find Eliza from this monster Adam. However, when you met Adam, he wasn't really a monster like you think. Certainly looked like one, this hulking creature. But he spoke with eloquence and spoke of love, and he seemed to have a genuine care for Eliza. He thought that the Ichabod was the monster who's keeping this woman alive only because he can't figure out how to cure her. It's not that Adam thinks that it's just his ego, right? That, oh no, I can fix this. It's not a love. If he really loved her, he would have let her go years and years and years ago. So you made a deal with him that he would give you Eliza, but then you guys would kill both of them at the same time. He even gave you, or no, you had a flask given to you by the doctor. But when you got back, you told the doctor your plan, told him what your plan was going to be, and made a plan with him. He's going to start a fire in the furnace because he thinks he has a special fuel that may just be able to destroy him permanently and sever that. So he's thinking he can have a fire going there. So he'll have that going, for the next few days as you guys kind of await, or you're not sure what's going to happen. Yeah, and that's where you're at. You were back in your bodies, had some unique things happen to you. Some pretty potent things. So and also as a game, I feel like I think my games can be kind of tough. So you guys get good rewards, but then you get more powerful, right? You get these extra feats, you get these extra abilities, and then I don't feel so bad about tough encounters in the future.
Wiping the floor
No, you guys.
with us.
No. Making challenging things where but also if you guys hit that synergy as a group, whether it's in social situations or particularly combat, then you will it won't be a problem. Then it's tough on the DM. But yeah, that's where you guys are at now. You're back in your bodies, kind of awaiting. You know that Adam said he would be coming soon at some point when you're um
We
when
alone?
you're well. Yeah, so the doctor went back upstairs. He's in his room. Um, yeah, and you have free roam of the house except for his room.
All right.
Just to clarify, I've already done the package check to make sure everything's okay there down there,
Everything's good.
and I've already done a mustache check. Right?
Mustache is
Okay.
back to exactly how it was before. The
That's
moment
beautiful. I wish it was better, but oh well.
could it be? Can it be?
It's
That's the question. So
you got to have goals. Or I mean, if that's the case, I'll probably just sit down and read, unless, of course, we can find somewhere else where there might be books. I'm real into shoes lately.
Yeah,
So
shouldn't we be more pressed on the situation that we have in front of us, right, Bungo? I mean, Bones,
I don't know. I mean,
Alana.
but
I know Ren's all jokes and stuff, but should we be getting prepared? Should we be ready to make a choice?
Is he? That's a great question. And
I just-
does the doctor intend to stuff, like for us to subdue Adam and stuff him in this oven, or
it's a huge inferno. It's where he dumps the body. So like they're closed and it's kind of slow burning. But he says he's just gonna have it burning for, why if Adam says he's coming. But if those things swing open, I mean, it's basically like a incinerator. So
like a
it's not this
trap?
little. You don't have to stuff him. You'd have to keep, getting him in there might not be whatever, but it's big enough for him to easily fit through. Imagine it's probably 10 foot wide if both things are open, big, and maybe I don't know, 6, 7, 8 feet tall. So
I
it's
mean,
totally big
bodies
enough for
do
him.
burn well. It makes sense.
They're mostly made of water, right? And so it probably doesn't. That's why it's so hot.
Yeah, but once the the water tends to steam out, like just like
So-
wood. You throw some good wet wood on the top of the fire, it dries out, and then eventually, in this case, you're left with a bunch of fat body handle wax.
Anyways, so Gideon, I think you're right. I think we do need to prep somehow for the unforeseeable altercation.
Yeah, typically
First
I would
of all,
say let's get the fuck out of Dodge and fight another day.
Are you
But I'm-
guys? I do have a question for you. So, where are you guys at? So you have run of the downstairs is where the furnace and where that his laboratory and stuff is. The first ground is the ground level rather. The first floor is like the dining room and kitchen and things like that, and then upstairs are the rooms. There's the master bedroom, and then the room you guys were. There's a couple others, but there's also a large room you guys were using. Where are
wanna
you
go-
having your discussions at?
Can we go in the hidden room that the monster broke through? And can we talk within the tiny hut?
Tiny hut.
So it's
Does-
not really a hidden room. It was a secret passage out, and he just broke through to it. But you could
Secret
certainly go somewhere and use the tiny
I'd
hut.
like to go outside, like
Yeah.
not,
Yeah.
Away from the building to have this conversation.
Gonna come
Like,
by
yeah,
out,
sure.
do and build a fire and stuff. We can hold hands. And
I don't want to.
I just don't trust
I know
that
I know Ren does, but
I'll hold hands with anyone.
he can. We have to assume that we're being observed, and so we have to try
Start
to
grabbing Bungo's hand.
I hold it. Can if we go into the tiny hut, can sound? Do they? If we talk in there, does sound come outside the hut?
I think sound does, right? Because it doesn't say specifically. You have to look at it to see if it says sound. If
Yeah.
they can't hear. But if it doesn't, then yes, they can hear out of it. I don't
It
think
just
it
says-
blocks divination and things like that. So I know it says spells can't go through it, but
Spells and other magical effects can't extend through the dome or be cast through it.
So I think it would stop like scrying stuff,
Yeah.
but not like someone physically just listening in.
I take it as like a spell that has to travel through that wouldn't make it, right?
Yeah.
Because you could Misty Step into it,
Or
can't you?
that,
No.
yeah. Yeah.
Well, no, because it's opaque. You can't see. That's why. That's what blocks a lot of that too. Is that you lose line of sight.
Right. Yeah.
Not to be a stickler, but can't you technically see out of it? If
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. So would you be able to misty step out of it but not in?
That's kind of how I read it. And like you couldn't
Alright.
cast a lightning bolt through it, but you could. No, maybe not. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna say that it can clairvoyance until we get another one. Like those type can find it,
Sure.
and you can hear through it. It would
Yeah, and
definitely
I
stop
don't mean to
spells
be
coming in. But
I
Okay.
don't mean to be a dick about it either way. I could go either way.
It's not a
Yeah.
sensory weapon. Okay. Um. So we should just, be mindful that we have made a commitment to the doctor.
so you guys are
see
just
what-
outside having this conversation. Sorry, I didn't want to
Right.
interrupt you, but I just want to make sure.
And
Okay.
I'm giving
That's where-
wink.
Outside in the dome.
Like away from, yeah, you're trying to find a secretive outside locate, or somewhat where you guys
Yeah.
can kind of secret away and
Just
speak a little
private.
bit. Yep,
Right.
private.
So if he's going to have to hear us, he's going to have to like cast on us.
Physically get down in there and or cast.
Come
yeah,
out and listen to our muffled speech.
Yeah.
So,
Charlie Brown style, is that what it was?
Yeah.
so we want to lure the monster Adam into the furnace room, and presumably so the doctor can spring his trap, or we totally subdue him and then bring him in there, which would be more Either could be dangerous for us. The trick would be who gets caught in the furnace room when the furnace goes off. Oh,
I'm the only one with fire resistance, boys.
and I'm not just thinking about the five of us.
Oh, the doctor.
Well, and so I just want to make sure you guys know too. So, yes, that's love all your trains of thoughts. Just keep going with that. Just want to make sure, like, when you open it up, it's not like the furnace is gonna fill the room. He would have to be more than likely knocked
Like
into it.
Kiln.
Yeah,
Like, you
either
gotta throw
either
it.
his body, thrown in, or he needs to be knocked in. It's gonna open and heat will come out, and certainly maybe that would hurt him because it is gonna get very hot. But it's not like he's gonna burst into flames. You do know, like,
It's
the
not a
idea
room
is he'd have.
trap. It's a
No,
crematory.
Yeah, exactly. You even saw your guys' bodies getting your original mangled, hound bitten bodies
Yes.
slide into this. Your
we
old
know how-
bones. Your old bones are in there, man.
We know how it works. Yeah, easy to scry on somebody when you got their old bones. Do we know how the furnace works?
Yeah, so it's on right now, and yeah, so I would say that there's like a valve, right? It would be like a turn thing that would
Right.
erupt it to make it super super hot, but it's always burning. That way you guys don't have to light it.
So we got team subdue Adam, stuff him in the furnace.
Yep.
And totally align with the doctor. We have the potential maybe for two birds with one stone, if you get my drift.
Mhm.
And then we have the original bargain.
I mean, just speaking from a point of grabbing and tossing into this, I don't think either of them are easy moves.
We have no good decision. If we stay, we end up betraying one or both. And if we leave, we have not one but two enemies at our heels instead of just one.
Let's not forget this, and I'll lift my hair up and reveal the same scars that all of us have on our craniums. I feel like I can sense more, but that's not to say there aren't tricks in this, right? I don't know if that's possible, but I just get weary when people fucking put my head in a jar.
That was weird. The other thing to
That was so
consider
weird.
Also,
is
weird. I'm moving around from Bones. I'm not like looking at him, making eye
I'm looking
contact,
at
and
you.
I'm staying distance.
But the,
Nope,
That's
I'm
real
not
hard to
looking
do
at
right
you.
now.
Not
It's
looking
harder
at
than
you.
usual to not make eye contact with him.
Not
I
doing
want a
it.
variant of that where every morning he wakes up, it's in a different spot.
No.
So we've tussled with both of these cats, and one put us all down as a party.
Mhm.
So that gives us a little bit of a sense either how reckless we were or how powerful he is.
It was
And then the
helpless.
other one,
I was
yeah,
helpless.
the other one we put some damage on Adam.
Who's who's not to say that the doctor had spell traps set up and we just were ignorant?
I think that's a reach. I don't think that this. I don't think it does anything to his true power.
If
Hmm.
we've
He's
got time, is that something we could investigate? Like send like Ren to work or something? Figure
I
out.
don't
Trying to
know.
figure
I don't
out.
know how much time we have.
Great at traps, but not when they're magically set.
No,
Well, I
I
think we're trying to figure out the abilities of the doctor entirely,
Well,
right?
yeah.
unfortunately, I don't know if it matters. We don't even know if we can harm him.
That's my fear. And what if
Well, I mean,
So we play loyal, at least for now,
I
I
think
think we
that
until we know more.
I think we
Look
have
what
to
we've
test
gone
it.
through.
I've had
Meeting
to think about
you
it.
was the biggest life-changing event in my life, and if I could do it all over again, I would. I would
I would not?
probably not.
I would.
I mean, this is great, and hopefully we're all going to get out of it. But so far, we haven't gotten out of it at least twice,
Mhm.
maybe 3 times if you count, the cataclysm of us getting here. And so now here we are. I'm afraid to trust my own instinct.
I will say this as
I
well. Sorry, I don't want to interrupt because
Go
I
ahead.
just want to make sure you have all the information. Because he did tell you this, but I want to remind you that he also mentioned that he has information. He's willing to reward you again, as he rewards you the first time with your bodies back. With he knows of, the land and things like that that he's willing, whatever
See,
that means.
I mean, that's even more convincing for me. I'm
Mhm.
more of a fan of information than I am about anything else. Any of these silly silver pieces they keep giving us that are only worth money here. I mean, we're stuck at a Chuck E. Cheese.
I
We're
think,
getting paid in tokens.
unfortunately, the right thing to do seems like help Adam, but it seems like the only choice that we can really take is help the doctor.
Until the scales change.
Hmm.
Status quo until we see maybe there a ridiculous opportunity arises that we jump on. But
Where
We should.
perhaps we could convince Adam to join us, or we could alter an agreement, some sort of situation. Maybe we could worry about doing the right thing when we actually have the leverage to do the right thing.
I think Adam's got to go down.
At this point in time, I've got two things that I would like the doctor to be able to provide. If not, then he's worthless. One, map. Two, how to get out of this freaking place.
And 3 feet picks.
You're a weirdo. Two is good.
I need some illustrations detailed of various races feet for,
Research. Yeah, I agree with Alana. We need to figure out what information that he holds, and so basically we play good until we get our information, and then
I think we need to know if um his bluff is real or not.
what bluff?
I don't know
Whether
if
or
I want
not
to risk his bluff.
whether or not we can do harm to him.
I don't want to
Because
find
if we
out?
can't, I don't think we have a choice at all.
No.
I mean, that is sound as far as I'm concerned. Let's Let's operate under the assumption that he could murder us at any moment. Let's do what we can, gather more intel, and wait for the right time, I guess.
I'm gonna send Memnock up into the air, or if there's like a guard tower or something on his building, something high up, just
Mhm.
good sight, and just have him looking for Adam. Hopefully, I'll know a little sooner whether or not he's coming.
So, is there anything that we can do to prep for battle with Adam?
I don't know. That's what do you want to do?
We could set up a trap.
I like the sound of that. Can I help?
I mean, we don't know where he's gonna come though.
He'll come to
Well,
where?
no, it's simple. You need to bait them. That's part of the trap. We decide where it goes. We decide what attracts him to it. I'm sure we're all smart people. Even Gideon.
Oh,
Yeah.
um, I have some equipment. Ball bearings. So that's some of the things we were gonna use before at the cave.
I mean, I have a lot of those things too. I do not carry caltrops. Anyone?
No, I can make things appear
Are any of
as
us proficient with
small time.
Can you make
alchemical supplies?
caltrops appear that are real? Put them in my inventory.
Where are we
Like,
trying
Memnock
to?
pulled a bag of caltrops out of the bag of holding.
Are we?
Jesus H. Christ.
Memnock's up at the
Oh, that's right. Memnock's
vantage
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
That's the problem with giving him your
Memnock
bag of
doesn't-
holding.
no one
Unless you want to bring
sees
him
it.
back.
No
we
one
can.
sees the caltrops.
I'll
Can you-
poof him out and then get him back here, take the bag, and then send him back off.
To Gideon's point, Gideon, I think he's going to come in alone.
Yeah,
Are we
but-
assuming that he comes in alone? We just have him come meet us right in the furnace room.
In his house?
So Adam was going to come at some signal, like our signal or something like that.
He was gonna come once we were in our new bodies. He said he'd be able to tell.
Why don't we send out? So he knows he,
He
should be
knows
on.
now. Yeah.
Right, he's on
Why
his
don't
way
we
as far as we
send
know.
out Memnock? Send out your little bat.
Hold out. How does he fucking know? That's weird.
See him on the way in and say they're going to meet you in the furnace room, and he already knows we're going to burn all the bodies. That's what we agreed to. So that's like, say this is where it's going to go down, and we just have our encounter.
Bam.
In,
That's
Memnock
what I'm
to
talking
Adam.
about.
Say
We
that?
have our location, and we kind of
I
have
guess
our
I'm
bait.
just, I understand that, but I'm, struggling with how we're getting this guy in this house. Because
he's going to come alone.
He's coming himself.
He's gonna
right, the
walk
doctor's
right
just
in.
gonna let him in the building.
Yep.
Okay.
Because the doctor knows we're in on it.
All right.
I sent
that's
someone a
true.
message.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
Okay.
gonna send Memnock then back to where we found Adam, and looking out for him. If he finds him,
I sent
He'll-
you a message actually about rolling a perception roll, so it's
Oh,
perfect.
okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, no worries. I don't blame anyone for that. Yeah, sometimes I might be like, I sent someone a message, and then four of you will be like, well, I know it's
What's
not me.
that
Who was
for?
it?
The last message applies, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
You poofed him away at the worst.
Oh, nat 20.
Nat 20 on the first roll. See what the
First
disadvantage
roll.
gives you.
God damn it. 5.
Oh, okay. Well, you had to have them called.
A natural 20 to a 5.
No. So you're sending him where?
Just in the direction we went to find Adam, and
Just looking for him. Yeah,
looking
yeah.
for him if he's on his
Gotcha.
way, or eventually if he gets to the cave.
Okay, what are you guys doing?
I mean, if we're trying to fucking put this guy down, then I suggest you guys get him in here, and I'll try to keep him from getting out.
I also have the staff still. I'll pull up the staff of the python. At the very least, it's a big body.
We'll want to advance word if he's coming alone. Um, any golem that's with him put down without second thought.
Is he humanoid?
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what do you mean? He's a construct.
Ooh, see that's what
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
it may, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
And he's a construct who looks like who's humanoid in
Looks
shape
humanoid.
and yeah.
I'm
Human
gonna
shaped
reread it. I'm gonna
construct.
read about some cooking recipes for a
So
second.
as you guys were kind of talking about your stuff, you got kind of a message or I don't know, an intrusion or a connection from Memnock, who's like he tells you there's a half a dozen of Adam's children, um, kind of storming
Okay.
towards.
Any sign of Adam himself?
He says he didn't see any of Adam, and they're a few miles away. Like it's gonna take them, you know,
Is there something we could do to
an
help
hour,
affect
maybe
our perimeter?
a half hour,
Okay.
45 minutes, somewhere
Could
around
we enhance a barrier? Could we
I'll communicate a lot.
there.
could we do
Okay.
something?
Yeah. Can everybody give me a perception roll? And I know what your passive is. I'm just gonna give you an opportunity to roll better than what your passive is. Actually, that's true
16.
of everybody who's rolling here in theory, because
Ooh.
you are. If you rolled worse than your passive, we'll take your passive.
I
got
rolled a
exactly my
24, but passive's 25.
Okay, so 25. Anything beat a 25 or
No.
get close?
I guess 17.
Yeah.
So-
So yeah. So as you guys are talking about that, and you're hearing that from Memnock, and you're like, shit. From off in the distance, you guys are out away from the manor. There's like a couple outbuildings. I imagine you're around one of the outbuildings, one of the storage areas. Kind of talking, and you, Ren, again. Most people would have thought it was a leaf 100 yards away, but there was movement from the back of the um, sorry, there's some kind of
From the back
movement.
of the
The manor. Sorry, I got distracted by something I needed to. But yeah, so you see some movement. It seemed like a figure, like it was quick, moving silently and quickly. But that's what got your attention. It was too kind of, you know, mechanical, and
Mhm.
so that's coming from behind the actual manor, probably 100 yards away. So you're peeking around like the shed. You see the big manor, and coming around from behind the manor, you see that figure, and you know that, you know, a couple miles away, there's a bunch of from the other direction, a bunch of Adam's children coming, but they're quite a ways away.
I relay to the team as softly but as efficiently as possible. I imagine something like Bungo turns to me and says, Ren, what do your neurodivergent eyes see?
Everything.
So is this coming from the doctor's side or from Adam's side?
Bungo, it's a leaf man, a mechanical leaf man.
No, that's not what. I hope
I'm
that's
just-
not what the picture you got in your head.
Sorry.
It's Bigfoot, okay?
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. Yeah, exactly. Saw something, man. I saw it. I swear.
It
ran in
Look,
front of me.
There's not
Look,
what it
I
was.
drank a few beers, so I went and took a piss, and I saw, like there's always a.
So Don Moran?
So what direction is it coming from? Is it coming from
Yeah, so
Adam's
imagine you have the main house, right, facing a
Yeah.
certain direction. Everything's kind of facing that direction, right, which would be back towards. That would be facing kind of towards the general direction the cave that Adam was coming from. That's where all those flesh golems, his children, are coming. Memnock's a few miles away with them, relaying, and they're coming loud. They're coming kind of just jogging and just not trying to be stealthy in the slightest. As you guys are talking and forming a plan about what to do with that Ren, with his almost supernatural perception, you guys are starting to question some of the things that he's catching. But no, that's crazy. I mean, it's just Ren. I mean, he is not, just pays attention. He saw movement from behind it, so that would be the almost opposite direction, and that would be behind the manor, which is about 50, 75 feet away, 100 or yards away probably.
All right.
Tell me what to do, guys.
You're again, Ren would probably for sure. I don't know if anyone else has ridiculously high insight, but what Ren would get the feeling that that's kind of a classic distraction, right?
Yeah.
It looks like he's like, these things are storming in here. Adam's not with him. They're being loud. You saw that movement from behind.
Yeah.
Guys,
I'm gonna
let's go to the golems.
to the golems.
Let's go to the distraction for the 6 golems. We go fight. We're fighting what we're supposed to be fighting. We got to defend the manor and the doctor. Let's go fight those golems.
And let the doctor and the
Yeah. Let's
Sort
go
it
fight
out.
the golems.
and just let them sort it out.
Oh no, we're sorting it out by going and fighting the golems.
Oh yeah. Of course.
That's probably the doctor. That's probably Igor in some contraction. Let's go fight the golems.
Are we all in the same spot, you guys?
Yeah.
So Alana's gonna say, all right, guys, we've got the distraction coming in. We've got Adam coming in on the other side. Pincer movement, classic distraction over there. Make sure we don't mess this up, you guys. You all got this. Just keep your heads about you. And I am using my inspiring leader trait. Everyone's got a
Yeah.
temporary HP of 8.
Yeah.
Nice.
There it is.
Hell yeah.
There's that. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah. Okay.
Well
Tired,
done.
a little scared, but you are.
I'm pumped. I want to go kill the golems. I draw my dagger.
What? Okay, but what happens?
Easy, little fella. Easy.
What happens if we kill the golems and Adam wins?
Then we've held up our end of the bargain.
Not for Adam. We're supposed to help him destroy the doctor.
Don't worry about him. I'll handle him. I'm going in his direction.
Whose direction?
Adam's direction.
Okay.
We let her go by herself? I think Golems is a good choice, but I also think Adam's a good choice.
I'm thinking like maybe I'm not terribly keen on us splitting up though.
Yeah.
So not to like accuse her of being a bitch, but is she forcing us to follow her?
No.
Yeah.
I just said to go handle the golem, so
She just gave
I'm gonna-
us an inspiring conversation and then bounces.
Well,
That's
yes,
odd.
but like,
That is fucking
isn't
odd.
that no? But that's what I'm saying. Isn't
no
that
sense.
kind of like? All right, guys, I'm gonna say it. I don't know if any of you been married, but like, isn't that kind of the move where they tell you to do something, but they want you to do the other thing? You know, like no,
I'm not
go
held
hang out
by
with all your boys.
any of that. Bungo,
No, I feel like she knew she was going to separate. Again, this is my take on it, and gave you guys an inspiration that you guys were, you know what the plan is and that you can handle this, and then was running off. Not to say that nobody could follow her. For sure, all of you could. But that was the take I took from it. I guess I shouldn't
Right,
take a
well,
take on the
it
DM.
won't take much to convince me of that as long as someone wants to. I don't even think we need to roll about it.
yeah,
But
That's
I would
okay.
say
So she's been gone for a few minutes by now, though.
yeah.
Just so you know, she's
I'm
ran
following
off a while
Bungo.
ago.
If Bungo's
Maybe I
not
could-
Bungo's
following,
going
I'm
towards the
not.
golems.
I'm going
Bones, what
towards
are you
the
doing?
golems then.
There's 2 groups have split up.
I'm gonna
going for golems.
go to the manor gate.
Okay.
So I have in a safe spot, and I'm gonna cast
Yeah.
Flock of Familiars, and I'm gonna send
What's
one
the casting time on it?
1
Is
minute.
it more? 1 minute's good. Okay. It's not like 10
I'm gonna
minutes.
send one to Alana, and I'm gonna send the other 2 to follow the golem group.
And what's the range on it? I think we discussed that at one point. We want
it
to make sure that
is-
it's not anything.
Oh, it's the regular Find Familiar range, which is
This is good plausible deniability too. It's like we sent our best fighter to protect you.
Hey,
yeah.
what
Well,
the
or
fuck?
Bones is-
First off, Bungo, by far, I am a better fighter than Alana. All right, by light years. All right.
Then prove it. I flash my dagger. Let's go.
Don't say that. Yeah, I got my bike.
You're right, Damien. I forgot about that. I'm used to my other familiar's range. I thought it was a mile, but it says 100 feet.
Jesus. Mile?
No, if
I
you're
think
looking
that's
through its
for
eyes, it's
personal.
not that
Okay.
far.
It's 100 feet for looking through its eyes, but they can go a mile from me without disappearing and still communicate.
Okay.
With me. So I
Yeah,
can't
good.
see directly, but they're communicating with me what's going on.
Okay.
And
Okay.
then I still have Memnock who's out there following the golems.
Okay. So one's going where?
One's going with Alana, the other two
Mhm.
are going with the other group.
Gotcha.
So
Last one. What are you doing, Red?
I mean, I'm following Gideon, I think, because I think that's
Where
what
did Gideon
everyone.
say he was going?
I'm fucking bungo. Although,
Okay.
like, there's a
Okay.
there's a
Well, you could.
fucking point in there when Bungo says, you know, Alana's the best fighter, where I let him move in front of me and make him a little uncomfortable. All right,
Yeah.
and be
Yeah.
like, all right, fine, yeah, go
Whoa.
out there. I'm the second best. It's fine. Fucking
I'll
magic, I got her.
need a rear position or whatever behind them. I want nothing to do with the front.
So Alana gets to her thing first for about a minute or two before anybody else makes it there, and then we'll discuss. So Alana, you go sprinting around. As you come around, you see where that secret exit has been kind of busted open again, and you can hear some conflict coming from within. As you run downstairs, I'm assuming, or yeah, I don't want to assume anything. As you go and look in there, you see quite a sight. You see Adam. He's holding Ichabod up by his jacket. Actually, he's got him around the throat. He's got a hand around his throat, and Ichabod's got his arm, and you see this monstrous thing. His veins are bursting out. At this moment, you hear a crack from the from the sky as a storm opens up and rain pours down. Um, Adam's got Ichabod in the air, his hand wrapped around his throat. Uh, you see Eliza is laying there, and she's been pulled off her, or no, she's on a table that she sometimes is on. You see that she has like her gout surgically kind of peeled back. Um, and you see no, you hear Ichabod's like, "Enough of this, Adam. You can't kill us. You know it. I won't. It won't allow you." It's like, "Ah, you are a monster," Adam says as he's holding him up. Um, and at that moment, you see Adam look over to you and say, "Please help, destroy us." And as he says that, you see Ichabod reach behind him. This is just as you come around. You're kind of taking the scene. Ichabod pulls what appears to be a syringe out and sticks it in. Uh, it's one of those old style, like big gnarly metal. Sticks it in his arm and pumps down. And Adam lets out a roar, and his arm releases, and he falls. See, Adam's on the ground. He's like having a hard time picking himself up. Ichabod hits the ground. He's purple. He was just, I mean, he's barely. Behind them, the furnace is roaring open. You see they're both standing there dazed, and Adam's looking at you. "Please, it's the only way." Ichabod looks up. "Our deal. I have the information you want. Don't you forget it." And Adam, as you're about to make say something, you see who was going with you. Bones is
Oh, just the
one of his.
familiar from Bones. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So he comes in at this time, and as this realization of what you're looking at washes over you, you hear Adam. He's like, "Look what he does to her. I'm just looking for a cure. You don't care about her." You can see that they're trying to regain their, whatever is coursing, almost looks like lumps going through
Oh.
Adam's skin and veins. And you see Ichabod is kind of starting to get his stuff back.
So, do I? Is the familiar like right there with me,
At this
Bones? Or
point, yeah, I would. Oh, I'm sorry.
oh,
Do you
Yeah.
control it,
So
or is it you see through
I
it? Does it?
control it.
You control it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just like a regular familiar, so I can have it.
Okay.
And I read the spell all the way through. It is a mile that I can connect to them. Um,
Okay.
so I'm gonna have it fly up behind you, Hey, it's me, Bones. I got you. I'm giving you an escape option. I'm gonna cast Fly on her through the familiar.
That's fun.
Okay. What are you
It
doing
is.
while he does that?
It's one of the the infernal ones, right? Just like your regular one.
Yeah, it's just an imp. It's different than Memnock, and it has a different sort of tone of voice when I talk through it.
That's fine. So I'm assuming the doctor and Adam don't speak infernal.
You can assume whatever you
I'm
like.
assuming. So I speak to it in infernal because I can, and I'm assuming it auto translates.
Yep.
And so I tell it that I'm in a bit of a situation here. It's quite accelerated, and I need to make a split-second decision and relay to you what
What
is
just happened?
Yeah.
Um, just keep them busy. Let me ask the group. I'm gonna go to the other imp that's with the group. That's running
Telephone.
towards the.
If that thing
Hey,
goes
Alexander,
if it
Alana.
flies near me, I'm stabbing it. All right, first.
He's
off.
not near you. He's gonna be like near Random Bungo.
Okay. Yeah, smart move.
Alana's got to make a decision. It's got really intense. Adam
Him
and
in
the
my
doctor are
pocket.
fighting. What should she do?
Push them both in the fire.
No, like, shouldn't she wait for us?
Fuck it.
Shouldn't we all run?
Get back as quick as you can.
What? No.
I'll hold them off.
I'll take you all on.
No,
Right,
Alana's the
Optimus
best
Prime.
fighter in our group. She's got total control of this, right, Bungo?
That's right.
I know what
Right,
it
but
feels
shouldn't
like
we
to have
also-
the power of those golems.
I'm gonna say to
Shouldn't we-
Alana,
Yeah, that's
Take
5
out
rounds, Alana.
take out Adam.
Is how
No.
long? Well, that comes 5 rounds after.
Group decision.
Yeah,
Right,
well,
I mean,
that's
it's
5 rounds after you
6
sent
seconds.
the.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't vote on that.
6 seconds. Each.
Hey,
Putting
there's some
cards-
urgency in this instant situation where two things are, it's just,
I tell through
which
the
is fair.
familiar to Alana, take
Yeah.
out Adam.
There's-
Group
There's
decision.
nothing wrong with
So
that,
much
but
for
that's
democracy.
again, that's after you don't hear any of that. So you see Ichabod start to like recover, and he kind of stumbles forward a little bit, and he's like, "Fine." He walks over to his bag and he grabs something out of it. "I'll do this myself." He looks at you and walks over, and you see Adam starting to pick himself up, and he points this wand at him. That's going to be his. That's his third. That's 3 rounds basically. So what are you gonna? What are you doing? Anything? You're gonna let him take care of it, which is an option. But I'm just saying, like,
Um,
what he thinks will take care of it at least.
how close are they to each other?
So you have the furnace. You have Adam, who's about 10 feet away, and the doctor is about. He's walked right up to him. Yes, he's probably about 5 feet away because he's like gonna just actually kind of stumbles a little bit as he's kind of. You see this huge handprint bruise. His wind by squeezing a little bit.
Okay. Crap. Now I wish I had something I don't have. All right, I'm gonna go up to like almost right in the middle of both of them and just like shoulder to shoulder with the doctor. And I'm gonna transform.
So what do you mean when shoulder to shoulder with him?
So I'm imagining Adam has his back to the furnace
Yep.
and the
He's
doctor's
he's
in
start trying to get up from a knee,
right and the
but he's
doctor's
tall,
in
so he's
yeah, his torso is really tall. So the doctor's in front of him with his wand and I'm behind the doctor.
gotcha.
I come up next to the doctor.
Okay.
He's gonna think I'm being camaraderie,
I
like
gotcha.
I'm going to transform into the dread form. And then let's see, that's a bonus.
About time.
Just to make sure I take my boxes here real quick. And then I will pump my paladin divine ability here to do my aura.
Nice.
Okay, and the
I'm
aura's
losing.
fear.
It's fright. So
Okay.
I would use it on Adam.
Okay.
So he needs to do a whiz save.
Adam,
Yeah.
he looks at you, kind of hoping at first, and then when you're turned in this dread, you see fear. It just wash into it over his yellow eyes. That he's clearly afraid of you. What does he? What
Okay.
does that mean? Anything he has to do right now, or just on his
He
turn?
can't come towards me,
Okay, gotcha.
which means he also can't come towards the doctor.
Yeah,
Because
gotcha.
we're
I'm
next to
running
each other.
towards them. While these turns he's been doing this, I decided to get up and just make my way towards them, towards
Okay,
Alana.
that's your bonus action in action.
Yep.
Are you staying where you're at?
Yes.
Okay. He is going to utter a word. Um, he's. You hear the doctor. You were supposed to be perfect. And look at you. And he utters a arcane word, and you see electricity kind of wash up his hand as he blasts him with a bolt of electricity. He blasts him back into the furnace as his body flips backwards into the furnace. It erupts into fire. It's kind of a strange smell. He said he's adding something. He never said what it was to the kind of strange smell. And you hear this burning sensation and scream as he disappears in the flame. As there's kind of a calm for a second before grabs the sides. You see his face is burning and ripping. Oh, let her die. Ah! As his body as he erupts into flame, just as your, well, it's not your, it's just the information being translated back through and stuff. As you're like, what did you say? Kill them both? What was your initial thing?
He said kill Adam.
Oh, kill Adam. Okay, so you hear that kind of in your ear from the thing, as then there's a quiet over. He looks over at you. Thank you. Perhaps you were going to side with the beast.
You've got some explaining to do. Said in the dreadful voice, which is something horrible.
Looks you up and down.
Oh yeah, I'm like 9 foot right now.
I come run around the corner.
You see this happening. What could you possibly need to know? He runs over to Eliza. It's okay. Kind of puts one of her arms, her head, and stuff had come over. Takes her wires. What would you like to? What explanation would I owe you?
Well, as anyone who comes into the middle of, as she's talking, her form is going back down because it only lasts a minute, and we're not actually like in battle or anything.
Yeah.
As anyone who's coming into family issues, if I could even say that, his version of the story versus your version of the story doesn't add up. He's telling us things that you haven't told us, and you're both wanting to either save or save her from suffering. So what is it?
He's a creature, monster.
Who has
Take his
intelligence that
word.
you gave him?
A
That we coerced him to
snake is
come
cunning.
here? I remember a religious story about a stupid cunning snake, but let's not
Shark.
even get into that. So listen, spill the beans, as we used to say back in the day. Just what is wrong with her, and is she actually suffering?
I told you. I made a deal a long time ago, trying to use dark magic instead of science, which was foolish. She didn't work. And now she's just the only thing keeping her alive is my science. But I can fix her, and I will. I thank you. You see, his hand is that big bruise is almost completely gone as you were talking. His neck's not like his windpipe isn't crushed anymore. He's kind of talking normal as he's. Yeah. Bones, you're there too. Now, if you ran,
Yeah. I tell back to the group that Adam is dead.
Memnock would have told them as well if he's up above
Mhm.
that they just all of those guys, children of Adam, just collapsed into body parts basically as.
Okay.
Can
I'll
I-
bring Mabnock back to me then.
can I?
I turn around and look at Gideon and I just wave the dagger and I'd be like, see?
The
It's
biggest
like
battle
right as
for
they're
your
meeting,
tales.
they're like running at each other, and the bodies just.
So I get what Bungo was saying, and I was like, I didn't think of that, and that is such a like, hey, we'll get ours attitude, which is awesome, like, you know, in its own way, right?
Yeah.
It's dark in its own way too. But I get the idea if you're like, yeah, we get there, and that's what would have happened. You guys would have met them and found their body parts laying there, and then would have had to come back and. But sorry, it was just funny.
Yeah.
That
It is
Bungo's
funny.
thought is pretty conniving. But yeah,
And
so the doctor tells you that, and I'm assuming you're all heading back. Yeah, he puts her back up. Now, please let me finish what I was doing here. I cannot thank you enough. Again, you're more than welcome to stay in my manor for a few days as you figure out your next steps. But
I
I think
appreciate
this
that.
may have
I think we
taken
will.
care. You're not there yet, Gideon.
Oh, fuck.
in
Well,
But you
you
will
hear
be.
from
Yeah,
the
in a second. I
Mebnot.
just didn't know.
No.
I mean, Alana can wait, but he is asking for privacy now.
in that moment, whether he's able to tell or not, I'm gonna use my divine sense to see if she's affected by a hollow spell or celestial fiend, undead, whatever.
Now, I
You
imagine
sense
Ren.
something.
Yeah.
Outer planar.
Hmm.
It's faint. You don't think like you don't get it from her. You get it kind of. I don't know. It's faint, but yeah, can you sense something
Yeah.
odd there?
No, I imagine Ren wouldn't necessarily be able to perceive that she was doing any sort of woo woo. But while she was doing that, could I get a good look at her boots?
We're still outside, Brent.
Yeah, you guys
Yeah,
are still.
no,
Yeah, you'll
I'm
be there
talking
in like
about,
probably, well, I don't know,
talking about
10
Alana.
minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes.
I'm looking
5
at her
minutes.
boots.
All
I
right, you
can't
guys all
see.
meet up. You guys come up at this time as you guys, a few minutes wash over. It'll just make it easier to do.
Yeah.
Alana, what were you saying to him?
No, it was Ren asking about my boots.
Oh.
That was nothing.
No, it's not nothing. I eventually want to ask everyone about their boots, but you specifically, do you what stockings underneath, or do you like raw dog bare toed?
As I understand, you're mixing characters from different campaigns now, so I
No,
mean,
no. I'm taking the boots thing from Otto, and I'm owning it here. It's different than buckles and laces. Trust me, you'll see it.
Cloven hooves. You don't even
I
know.
yeah, I don't even.
So no boots.
I don't think
Shoes.
she has boots on.
Okay.
So we're back in the room with the doctor and the
Well, he's
missing.
asking. He's like, please. I was in the middle of possibly a life-saving surgery, but I do appreciate everything, and I feel like we were pretty fair trade. Once I finish this up, we'll talk about all the information, and then you guys can be on your way with your journey. Is
Got
that
any
fair?
food?
Of
Sure.
course. Go help yourself. Igor can whip you up something.
We can take anything we want, right?
Like goat.
Yes.
Right this way.
We need to restock our potions and stuff too, Igor. We've exhausted a lot of our supplies in the battle with the golems.
And most of our goat.
All of our goat.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, all of our goat. All two of them.
Come on, Igor.
Do I see bones?
Yeah.
Fuck. I don't like
Damn.
inner monologue
Fuck that guy.
of Gideon is fuck. Is there a way I can pull him to the side?
He's like
Ooh.
he's
Yeah,
looking
of
away
course.
from you,
Sorry, yeah.
and he can see you looking
Well,
at him. in his
I'm
other eye.
still not looking at you. I'm perceptive enough to use my fucking peripherals. Fuck that shit. But is there a spot where we are where I would feel comfortable pulling him to the side to have a
Absolutely.
conversation?
Absolutely.
All right, and
You guys are all over the place.
my conversation is going to be with a pike close to his neck.
To Bones' neck?
Yeah, not
Okay.
not not threatening, not
Okay. Well,
threatening,
you gotta clarify that.
but
If you
intimidating. But
put a
but
pike
Okay.
to my neck,
I'm not
so
gonna.
It's threatening.
All
Okay.
if you
right,
Yeah.
put a
Yeah.
pike
Yeah.
I'm
to my
not
neck,
trying to make this
you
more dramatic than it needs to be.
Well, you put a
you
blade to
put
a
a pike
man's
to my
throat.
neck.
I'm trying. All right. Okay. So
But that's
continue.
Gideon. I feel like
Yeah, yeah,
Gideon's kind of gotten meaner on all as things have gone on, which is good. Like he's gotten a little bit more intense about,
Listen,
which is good.
So
It's
I'm gonna
character
I'm gonna
growth.
lean in before he fucking speaks. Listen,
I don't speak. I disappear.
fucking done. I'm done with it. I'll throw
And
my
then I'm
hands up in the
behind
air
you.
and I'll follow behind.
I'm behind you.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll walk out.
I tap you on the shoulder.
Yeah, you know what? I was interested in your tricks, but I wanted to have a conversation. See you later. I'm done. And I
Don't
walk.
put a pike to my neck next time,
Yeah, I'll
and I'll
fucking
gladly talk with you.
turn around and point it right towards him.
All three of the imps that I still have appear from invisibility, floating in
Fucking
front of me.
would love the chance to kill him, and I'll turn around and walk away.
I'm gonna have
Guys,
Memnock trail Gideon invisibly.
If
that's fair.
Gideon catches up, I'm
As soon
gonna
as he
try
gets
to.
within 10 feet of me with my blind sense, I put the pike through his fucking.
He's flying.
It doesn't matter. I got 10-foot range.
Bungo.
So if he gets within 10-foot range and my blind sense kicks in, I'm fucking stabbing.
I don't know
this
how
bitch.
it works. It's up to you, Damien. Does it work for a flying creature?
Blind sense?
Tremor or the yes, because it is
Fuck
blind
yeah,
sense,
it
not
does.
tremor sense. It is
Okay.
yeah, blind sense. It is blind sense. In all like when I looked up, it's gifted blind sense. So yeah, unfortunately he can see.
All right. So
Once Gideon,
you feel
once
it then.
once Gideon gets back kind of in the pack, I'm gonna try to walk with him side by side, but I'm also gonna match his pace and step, like right, left. And I just want to get a good look at his boots too while we're going. And I need to know, is he wearing stockings or if he's raw dogging those boots?
No, I got.
You don't have to tell me
socks
now.
like a
That's just what I'm
normal
looking
man. Got
So-
some kind of stockings. Jeez. Get out.
Seeing all of this,
Fungus.
is Alana still in 9 foot tall form, or you've reverted back to tiefling? So, seeing all these various encounters go down, Bungo just looks up at Alana and says, "I'm beginning to think that we're the only normal ones here." And then I look at her horns and tail, and I'm just like,
As normal as one of us could be.
and then I follow Igor out of the room.
After enjoying some food and such.
Okay, wait.
you,
I'm sorry. Is Gideon attacking Memnock or not? Because that is important.
No, I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to even bother my time with it anymore. So I'll just ignore it. I'll just.
All right,
I would know
behind
he's there, right? Like with
Yeah.
with that, that's good.
Could I have convinced Igor to give me a bag of flour? Little sack.
Yep.
Thank you.
Igor has the perfect sack for you.
Well,
Your mother knows all about it.
Igor has jokes.
I'll be honest.
No,
my mother was telling me all about you, Igor, and I really appreciate it.
graphic
Or-
detail.
I have a hump.
So as you guys eat and spend a few hours, doing your thing, you guys are approached by Igor, who's like, "The master would like to see you."
Okay.
He take you go into one of his studies upstairs, and you see standing there. Come in, please. I offered information and I have it. Finished with my work downstairs. I want to thank you again for all your help here. Finally, we got rid of that monster. So, you guys are new here like I was. Good luck if you're trying to get out of here. In my travels and time, I've realized only through the Lord here, call him Soth, do the borders open. But even leaving the borders, That's another thing. I believe there are other lands. I call them islands of dread. Pockets of civilization, each ruled by one of these lords. So South may be able to open up his borders. Perhaps I haven't been able to get him to. But then I wonder, where would you go? There is so that's what I know of that, at least those borders and such. I do not know what that entails. If that means him just allowing you to leave, or uh,
Let's say we could negotiate with Soth and they were to allow us to leave along one of, say, these many bordering other realms. Am I familiar with how many other that might be, or is it an unknown?
that is, yeah, you have no idea what
Well,
you it's.
didn't didn't we hear other people's talking about that recently? Whether it was that mm, thought we heard like some older ladies or something somewhere talking about different realms, but it was locked away.
That would probably have been the Bistani, I'd imagine.
Yes, it
Mm.
was. Yeah, I remember that.
Yep.
Oh, I almost married one of them. I do have a pretty solid foundational understanding of Soth. We can
I've seen him.
probably continue to work forward, find some more information. I'm hesitant on the idea of going to some unknown realm, especially knowing that the number of chances could be infinite. That does not work in our favor. But what if there's only like 4 bordering land provinces, you know? I mean, we just need to find out more.
I
Well,
know where you could find that information.
I'm listening.
There's only one. There's only two. There's only two places or people or individuals who've been in um, families rather, who have I know have been to any of these other lands. One of them is Soth himself. He's not a native. So
Mm.
some say Sithicus didn't exist before him. Others say he's found his home, prison. Some would say as well. Um, but Soth and the noble family he brought with him, the allies, the Carvers. I hear tale that they have a map, a table, like a war table, showing the only known mapped out the land we're in, whatever that is, the dark powers allowed to be.
so
They also had, sorry, go ahead.
they really do control the only map in this land.
No, you guys have a map of this land, remember, in your thing.
Yeah, I think I have one somewhere.
Yeah, you all
And
do.
I've
I
got it
sent
up
it.
here.
You can look at it in Roll20 anytime you want, and I
Yeah.
sent it through the chat.
See, this whole time I thought we didn't have a map and that they didn't let the citizens have a map.
They
We
don't
just
normally, yeah, but you got that map from
Man in Pink.
Yeah,
yeah,
the cool
Robin.
guy, yeah.
Yeah, here it is. There's the chasm, the keep.
Sir Robin Thicke.
So, Robin.
But now you're hearing like a map or a drawing or something of like, this vague, if that's something you're interested in. He also tells you, of course, that they have a relationship with Soth. They did, but they have a magical, or it's not really a manor. It's not a single manor. It's a small little compound. It's a large building with smaller buildings or a few smaller buildings around it, or they're all connected though. There's some. It's almost as if they have alleyways in there. These small buildings. Travel somehow once a month. Kind of still cannot figure it out, but it moves slowly towards the castle. Um, and it's Soth. I was invited one time years ago. Never spoke with him. Spoke with his seneschal, terrible little dwarf. Asked me many questions on the Lord's behalf. I
I think we
answer them.
heard of him.
Yes, well, I answer them. Then I demanded to meet the Lord who invited me here. Would be great honor. And that's when I saw him stepping out of the darkness into the room. Chasm himself, darkness, a hole, black armor, a black rose, pinpoint fiery eyes under a blackened helm peering through. Movement was it clashed, chill in the air, as if deep winter hit. His armor, strange design, though reminiscent of the rose design you see now. Remember something strange. He had a gauntlet, blackened, face of a fiend on it, its eyes emerald. He spoke no words, nor did I. I dared not. Igor rushed me out. His despair. But the only way in is an invitation. The- I hear that you can make it through the chasm. I do know a few things about the chasm as well, as if you're curious. Quite dangerous. It's the upper layer, if you call it that, it's the top, is filled mostly with spiders. Giant and small spiders have kind of taken that over. Um, Deeper you go down, darker it gets. Get some other strange creatures, giant bats, terrifying insects. And it goes deeper. That's where things get even worse. Some say that portal to the abyss down there. I don't believe such things, but I do believe some darkness lies down there. But I hear there's a way into the castle. Bottom of the never-ending chasm. The bottom of the bottomless chasm.
On a log in a cavern, bottom of the sea.
Or,
Um,
like I said, carvers do go back. Used to, when things were actually moved around here. There is something happening though. The land is dying. Earth has been shaking.
Ichabod,
Yes.
did the gauntlet look something like this? I'm gonna use prestidigitation to make oh no, minor illusion, sorry. Minor illusion to make an image of the gauntlet that I saw in my vision long ago.
Oh yes. It's very similar.
Memorize it.
Yeah, I'll show it to you guys. Since he made it, and
Is the castle in Redregard Keep?
yes, that is the keep. Yeah.
To send a little bit of information back your way, Dr. Ichabod, your house is in shambles. Just letting you know.
What do you mean?
I believe that we came through your previous residence when we entered this land.
Jeez,
That was so long ago.
was it a 2 or 3 story big house in the middle of a field?
Yes.
Has
Portal in the basement.
yeah, a nice portal in the basement.
Oh, you followed me here. Yes. Well, I was looking for answers.
Yes,
Told you, I
so
reached
it's
out to some dark corners of the world. Think some
surrounded by
answers.
undead now, so you won't want to go back there.
They need to do some serious remodeling when you get back.
Some holes in the walls and windows.
I stay here. This is my land now.
This land is your land. This land is my land.
land. This land is my land. This land is my land. Keep singing that.
We're like, okay.
Yeah, getting louder and
Sure.
louder.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just start screaming it.
Yeah, it is
You're like, okay.
yeah, now you're
Yeah.
getting it. Now you're
Yeah,
getting
on
an
that
idea of what's
note,
happening here. So you guys rest up, eat up. You can ask him any more questions, spend a few days, but he does seem urgent to get you out and get back to his, so you feel like you could overstay your welcome. Of course, if you have any other questions, let me know, but that's the general vibe he's kind of giving you. Like, thanks. He
Do you
feels
want to
very
leave?
happy.
Think about if you given the opportunity.
Why would I
would
want to
you-
leave? I have everything I need right here, says as he kind of brushes Eliza's hair.
If push came to shove, can we call on you again to aid us?
He looks over at you.
We
We are
are.
your perfect creation.
Yes.
You
We are
are indeed. Are you not? Yes,
Okay,
my children.
perfect.
Yes, if you need me, Daddy will
Ichabod.
be there.
Daddy will come home to
Throw up
you.
in my mouth a little bit. I have a question.
Yes.
Uh, Due to the rising concerns about the people outside of your care, you've been experiencing a lot of forgetfulness and not remembering things in certain areas. Are we resistant to that with these enhanced bodies?
Unfortunately, you are not.
Hey, not as
Uh-huh.
powerful as you thought you were then, huh?
You saying that to the doctor?
Yeah, fucking saying it to the doctor.
Says, "Oh, my superior intellect has allowed me to keep my memories, but unfortunately, I haven't been able to pass that on
I guess
to
we're not that blessed,
you,
fellas.
you normal folk."
Well, it's not like you were that blessed before, Gideon. Let's be serious.
Well, I'm not a miracle worker. I can only do so much with what I'm given.
I'm assuming by that I'm probably immune. Thank you.
But your minds will start to slip.
Oh, Ichabod, I had a question. And I'm sorry if I didn't ask it before. Do you know anyone who can enchant things?
Depends on what you want, I suppose. Enchant. I'm more of a scientist myself.
I
Do
know.
know I do dabble in magics. Um,
I'm looking to see if there's anyone that you know of in your travels in your circles, or if maybe you can. I have this, and I pull out my little sheet of paper of the runes that I have remembered. I'm trying to get this put on a set of rings.
yes, this would take. I could perhaps give me a month or so, and I could perhaps create a contraption, electrical device that would send electrical currents, of my design, of course, safe to you, but enough to perhaps disrupt the influence of the land and the mists. Um, that is an absolute possibility. However, there's it's beyond me. There's not many powerful mages. There is one group, unfortunately, the Carvers. At least one, if not more, of their um, their family members. One is a powerful mage for sure. We know she is quite powerful. There's also an alchemist, I hear, some sort. One of the
Hmm.
there's the Baron and then his family. So
Do we by chance know if they travel outside of the keep that often?
not usually, especially when it's traveling, which is rare, um, they're not known for leaving. Doesn't mean perhaps they never do, but they're certainly not known for leaving their compound during this time.
Mm, that's a shame.
If you're interested in going and trying to speak with them, I can certainly point you in the right direction of where they're going to be. And I've never personally spoken to them, uh, though our
Would a
paths have
letter,
crossed. If that's make,
would a letter of recommendation help us from you?
maybe, perhaps, indeed, actually, I think it would get your foot in the door.
We would much appreciate if you could do something like that.
Certainly, indeed. Here's some lemon meringue pie. Enjoy, he says as he stands up. I will get that letter of recommendation written tonight, ready for your farewell, and in the morning.
How tall is this guy?
Oh, he's like probably 5'11", 6 foot, just right around there. But he's pretty
What
strong.
about his boot size? It looks like it's comparable to mine.
He's got he's got these tall rubber black boots. They don't look like they'd be good for like traveling. You're not, they literally kind of look like they've got mostly made of rubber. Um, probably size 9, 10, probably size 10 and a half, maybe. I don't know. Hold on, let me look. Let me look at my notes. Shut up. You don't have a note on that. Oh, right here. Igor's shoe size now. Yeah, but he seems to be kind of, again, saying, rest well, eat well, enjoy the pie.
If yeah, I'm not eating that shit. Just wanna get a good look at the laboratory again before we leave. Specifically the lady. And
Okay, when do you want to do that? Like, are you trying to do it like with nobody knows? You do have free reign of the place right now.
I think that you know
Victor's going to bed.
yeah, I think
Victor,
it
Ichabod.
would be when anybody inconspicuous times, like even if we had a conversation in the room, just trying to see what, if anything's like definitely keeping her alive.
So after dinner, is probably the perfect opportunity. He goes up to bed, um, and what you've noticed from him being around him is that he works for hours, and days and days and days sometimes, and he's almost kind of manic, not really manic, but over hyper, and then he just becomes unbelievably tired and seems to be more melancholy, and that's kind of where he gets to where he goes off. But at that time, you can certainly go down there. Igor's
Just
somewhere, but he's not
go
following
down
you
there.
around.
I'm not gonna fuck with anything because this guy obviously knows his shit, and I don't think Gideon would do that. But
As you approach, you can see, yeah, there's this like right now she's not attached to the box. She's attached to the house. There's like a cable going up to her chest, and it goes into her chest. It looks, there's like some old bandage on there, but it looks very old. Like that thing has been changed and been in there many times. That goes to this big contraption, and then there's some electrodes that are attached to her, and even some actually all over her body that every now and then jolt a little bit and like contract her muscle. Probably some sort of keeping atrophy from kicking in completely. But as you approach, you see there's also some that go into her head,
I'm gonna
to
go
the back of
down
her head.
after him.
I'm not. I'm gonna do this when no one else is
It looks
paying
like this
attention.
big thing here. It looks like all of them are important, except for maybe the small little ones. But there's definitely a main cable that goes and then splits to the other ones, right? And then there's that big one in her chest.
Yeah. All right. And I mean, I'm just gonna guess there's all kinds of shit that I don't know what the fuck is. going
almost
out.
everything in here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even with this, yeah.
Alright.
But well, you do see every now and then a little electricity runs down both of those and kind of hits, and her body goes,
Do I see where that comes from?
yeah, oh yeah, it goes to that contraption, and then that goes to these big metal cylinders that every now and then will spark with electricity, and those are all connected to these giant wires or tubes that go up to that big antenna thing that goes up through the.
Gotcha. Okay.
Can I see any of this yet, or are we
Yeah,
still
all of you seen all of that. Yep.
Can I kind of eye up the structure of the cabling kind of in a to and fro way, so like I can see where something's hooked up and where the source might be? Can I trace things back to the source like you described?
Yes.
Um,
And it all goes back to like connecting to that giant to those
the giant, the big,
swirl
I don't know,
things.
we'll call them batteries.
We will
But
call them this. We'll call them strange batteries. But then
strange
those
batteries.
run all to that middle wire thing. Yep.
and then to some sort of antennae, like, all right, conductor. Okay, and then can I, and feel free to tell me to kiss off, can I see the couplings in such a way that I can see the number of splits from one thing to another? Like the number of things that split from a primary power gen source to another on the subtree of
Anything you're talking
daisies.
about. What do you get? What is your purpose for this? And I might be able to.
I'm looking to subdivide total power down to its thing in a fractionary sense. Like I'm looking at like how many couplings away is something, so that I could assume
That-
capacities and danger from that. And maybe I'm just going too far.
Yeah, he doesn't understand any of that. Ren wouldn't. This is beyond any of you as far as like you can figure out what's attached to what, but this science is nonsense gibberish to all of you, even the smartest.
Sorry.
It. So you could definitely follow the lines, but
You're
you
yeah.
have no idea, and I don't either. As a DM, that's definitely not some information that
What's it
I
going
have. So, but if you're asking, is the power is going somewhere else too? No, it's well, yes. There are multiple points that you guys were probably connected to at some point, right? Like going to where each table is, where there could be a connection to those.
Yeah. I get what you're asking though, Ren. Like, how fundamental is the battery? How many things are dependent on the battery?
Gotta
Yeah,
This
cut
is
it.
all for this laboratory.
So
Yep.
it runs like the whole place. So everything comes back to these big batteries.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and all of this looks like, I mean, it's very complicated, and yes, can be damaged in a lot of different ways.
Nice. Can be damaged in a lot of ways. You're like, just saying.
Yeah.
So,
After that, I'll fucking grab my gear. If
Man, I'm not
if I
still
get a
following you.
minute, I will, just look down at her. Not maybe at her, but face her direction. And just have a second, like the national anthem is playing, and I take my hat off. One of those moments.
yeah, and like you're showing some like respect.
Yeah, and just knowing that I don't think there's anything I can do right now. Maybe someday. Hopefully soon. Yeah. Just think that in my mind.
Okay.
Anything worth stealing in this place?
Not touching anything.
Especially books.
I sent somebody a message,
Yeah.
but only to one of you.
Fuck.
Okay, I just want to make sure we get messages. I'm also going to say it's
Yeah.
probably a good place to take a break. What we're
Alright.
going to say is, you guys think about if there's something you think you're doing it in the night at night, and if not, it's going to be morning. You know, where
Fuck.
he's kind of, he's expecting you to leave.
Alright.
So.
Alright, hey, we'll be back in like 10 or 15 minutes. Cause you soon. God damn it. to our good screen is good.
Test.
Hey, we're back.
All right,
In the
everybody,
study
dead
behind a
safe.
cigar.
Wait, what
No.
was that?
No, I was joking. I said death safe.
What, you want to hear the rest of it? Because I got more.
No, we're live now.
Save it for the subscribers.
Gotta pay that $99 a month. Then you get the good stuff.
Yeah. I don't
Ah.
know if it's worth that.
Oh,
I
it's
got
worth
so
it.
many limericks
It's a steal. Are you
about
kidding me?
secret traps.
I would give up a staple like bread or milk
Yeah.
if I had to
For that, yeah.
pay for this. No. So you guys are, is there anything you're doing during the night as you are going to be expected to leave in the morning?
Are we stealing stuff?
Um, you know what? Before I go to bed, when I'm not armored up and everything, can I walk towards the laboratory? And if I'm feeling good, I'll walk closer into the laboratory and just knock over something.
In the laboratory?
Yeah, in the laboratory, just not trying to make a huge ruckus,
But making a noise.
yeah.
You wait a few minutes. And nothing. Nobody comes. You're expecting Igor or maybe one of your other party members, but
Nothing.
it's probably like 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, 1 in the morning.
Memnock is still following you.
You would know that.
Yeah.
Because
No, then I'll stop and I'll go back. I'm not.
Does
gonna do
Bones
it.
appear to be sleeping? Like while this is happening, is Bones like coherent and awake? All right, Bones.
Oh, he looks asleep.
He looks asleep. All right, do you sleep with your boots on?
what is he? A fucking
Probably not.
animal?
All right, I'm gonna take his boots. I'm gonna do that thing where you cock your foot all funny and try to line up the bottom of his boots to my boots.
Mm-hmm.
See how they look.
He's got small feet.
He's got
Okay.
elf feet. Dainty.
All right, I'm gonna.
Yeah, he was like a 7.5.
All right, I'm gonna squeeze my hand in and do that thing where I'm like, But then I'll take and I'll put them back. And if any imp sees me, I'm gonna do the Santa Claus thing.
You don't see
You don't
anybody.
see-
Then I'm gonna
Yeah.
go back to bed.
All right.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay, so the morning comes. You guys are, fed really well, resupplied as far as like rations and things. He's being very friendly, but he's waiting at the door for you guys, kind of as you're getting your things around.
So we'll see you for breakfast next Sunday. It's a joke. It's a joke. We're on our way.
The letter.
Letter of introduction.
Mm-hmm. Reference.
Ah, yes, of course. Here, he hands you a letter. It's sealed. A glowing recommendation. Speaking of not only your mental prowess, your keen minds, capable of exchanging ideas and information, as well as your physical capabilities. If that needed to be, if that was ever called into question, which I certainly would think it would be. A glowing review.
Thank you.
Is there anything else anyone would like to do?
I just want to read before I go to bed.
No, it's
Figure
already
this out in the
morning
morning
time.
over some eggs Benny.
It is morning. We are morning time.
Right, where's the eggs Benny?
Man,
Missed him.
You know,
Oh,
All
do you
right.
mean those
hey,
eggs that I did eat? They were delicious.
Wait,
course.
how many did you eat?
Till I
All
was
of them.
full. You weren't here. I'm sorry. Not sorry.
She ate them all.
Next time, just wake me up. You know what? You can wake me up. I'll eat eggs. I'll go back to sleep. I won't even say anything.
You're
What the fuck?
assuming I want to go in your room, which I don't. Sorry.
This is why we should share a room, and then you could just—it'd be easier. You could just wake me
You
up.
would like
I'll
to
be-
die in your sleep? Then of course, dear. I'll sleep in your room.
I'm a very quiet sleeper.
I'm a very quiet killer.
Nice.
that's odd.
All right. We'll be out of your hair, Doctor.
No, I don't think we'll be out of your hair. I think we'll be back.
I would like that. Yeah, sure. Come back and visit in the future.
Yeah,
Good to have a
you
friend.
should. Yeah, we'll definitely be back. I have a feeling.
Excellent. Look forward to it.
Yeah, you should. It'll be a fun time.
He starts to eye you. Good. I hope it will be a fun time.
I want to.
I like
I want to go
fun
up.
times.
I want to go up and shake his
So do I.
hand. And I want to do that thing where it's the classic palm grease. I want to pass him a couple of, you know, old world silvers or whatever they call them. But like real sly and wink at him, and just say
Like,
thank you.
oh, well, thank you. That's quite unnecessary, but I
It's not
appreciate
even
the
usable.
gesture. I appreciate the gesture.
I was just practicing.
All right, best of luck. Igor starts to kind of right this way. Good luck, friends. We'll see you soon.
As we're stepping away, I'm gonna just get next to Bungo as
Bye, Igor.
I
You're my best
appreciate
friend.
his voice and just
I love
say,
you.
I don't feel good walking away from this.
I don't know what more we have to do here. I don't think he's gonna come for us.
I'm not worried about him. I'm worried about what he's still doing. We can't lose all of our humanity. Not already, right?
I run back and grease Igor's palm.
I just want to get home. I
Ah,
don't care how we do it. I just want to get out of here.
I'll step in line. Bungo saved me. So
you guys head out. He did tell you where if you were interested. He's like the best entrance into the chasm. Says stay away from the castle. He's like unless you have some trick up your sleeve as this haunting melody of these damned singing maidens. They will drive you mad. If you're lucky, you stumble your way back and survive the ordeal, or perhaps stumble your way into the chasm or closer to the keep. Mine becomes nothing but mush. But he does show you, like in the chasm, like there is an area that can get you started. Again, like I said, I know of giant spiders, giant flying bats, giant insects. Some say there's other darker, disgusting, foul creatures down there, but
I don't think we're ready to hazard the chasm.
so then the carvers, they
Yeah.
have a way to get in. We know that.
I think they're our best bet, boys.
I think
Yep.
so too.
We
Best
need.
option. What's the bad options?
Well, we need to just not encounter another snafu of being don't know.
Murdered.
Yes. So I was trying to finagle a way of trying to get in their good graces before we even got there, but didn't even leave the keep. I mean, unless they food services or other ways of going in under disguise, what have you.
I got a large, thick crust. Just the old pizza guy store.
You want some pizza?
Oh, yeah. Like, I don't care who you are. You're gonna be like, I didn't order pizza, but maybe I'll get.
That's my
That
that's
should
fine.
always work.
Yeah, maybe I'll get some pizza.
All right. Well, I don't mean to put
Trouble
it out
with
on the table, but I got a poison kit.
Are we? We're gone now from the doctor.
Yeah,
now?
I imagine
Yeah.
you can still see the
We're
manor,
making our way.
but
Yeah,
that's
we're
as
making our
far,
way.
but it's getting almost out of sight,
Making my way.
and you're heading towards.
I think towards the Carvers, right?
So yeah, he told you that the whole manor somehow it moves with
It's
them
like
when
hard
they want.
to track down.
Yeah, it's usually it used to rest for years at the same spot. There was tales, but it can move it every month when it's a new moon. That's when there's no moon, right? Yeah, new moon. Uh, it can move. So
Hmm.
it does take a while, but the whole area, the whole manor, the whole small compound, I guess. The compound's a hard word for it, but there are some odd building. You guys aren't too far away, probably 2 days travel. Um, and you know that you have. Let's do that. Yeah, so you have like 18 days until a new moon, whatever that means. You just know that's when that thing apparently has been moving. It's been moving closer to the keep.
Okay. Well, we could either try and make it there before it moves, or perhaps try and predict where it will go and go there. I'll plot the map. I mean, if it's here-ish and it's been moving towards the keep, probably end up somewhere around here.
Seems
Wherever
accurate.
that is.
Yeah, you guys know that you're a couple days away, and so he tells you where it's at. He's like, I have, I know the area around here. I pay well to be informed, um, and such a thing is something to know. So he can tell you exactly where it goes. He can't tell you exactly how far, but miles. The thing moves miles. No one's ever seen it. He's like, it's not. He has no idea the actual function of it,
Yeah, right.
but he just has figured out that every new moon it moves. So
But you said it's only a couple days away?
yeah, where it's at now, because you guys have already started
Oh,
moving
okay.
towards the castle. You moved away from the capital slightly towards it, and they're moving. So yeah, probably
Okay.
2 days. Probably at the end of the day, the second day, you'd be.
Well, yeah, let's just go then.
If that was your goal.
What do
I'm
we
okay with it.
get out of this encounter with them? Just kind of thinking ahead. Like, what's our goal in going there? Just more information about how to get into the castle, or
Well,
To the Carvers?
yeah.
Well, I mean, several things happen at once here. Just to recap, I'm seeking their magics to mind shield us through these rings and the runes that I have, because apparently no one else can do that around here, which is kind of weird. Number two, they have access to the only world map, apparently.
yes.
And number three, they can get us in the good graces of Soth, hopefully, who can let us out of this deity forsaken place. So, and plus the wonderful friends we made that are of the traveling
Along the
caravan.
way.
They would like to leave the land as well. So if we could somehow, I don't know, change the political thing, maybe, I don't know, kill Soth, and open the borders again, then maybe things would be a lot better for these people as well. I'm just saying.
Murder and
Maybe.
graces in the same day is such an honest trait you have, Alana. Do you think we'll really get this guy to just let us leave?
It depends on his character. I've met a lot of interesting people in my travels.
I'm sure you have. I think we should prepare for the worst.
I don't doubt it.
I agree.
You guys are just far enough where you can't, like the if you have really good eyes, you can make out the top roof or maybe the tip of the antenna of the, it's a mile or two, probably a mile away. Um, and as you guys are leaving, talking about what your next plan is, it's getting cold as the storm's kind of coming in, and you feel that drop in air pressure as a bolt of lightning strikes the antenna.
Jesus.
The rain starts coming down.
We should bubble.
We should have
All right,
killed
you
that
guys
guy.
are heading to Carver's.
I'm not
What was
happy
that?
with it.
We can.
What was that, Gideon?
We should have killed that guy. I think we killed the wrong person.
We didn't kill anyone.
We killed him. I know you have plenty of words, Bard, but let's be honest here. We didn't stop anything from happening.
I only showed him my best face.
We're
Only.
falling right in line with everything that we have come across with. Feeding into
Right
the
thing means
fear,
something different.
running away from things that could have, we wouldn't have let happen. Not in our land. Ever would you have found that acceptable? It's bothering. I'll still follow Bungo though. You did save us. And while I may not trust in all of the Bard's songs, I will follow you.
Oh, Ren, you missed it. Some emotional truth bombs being dropped on everybody here. Okay, I want
I heard
everyone
it all. I was right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. So, the travel in this land is cold, harsh. This autumn that you're in is just not good. But it drops cold. It drops to chilly. The rain's coming down, heavy drops, lightning every now and then, but not a lot of it. It's passing. Um, as you guys make camp the first night, you're unable to make a fire. It's too rainy. You guys get your tents out and try to block under some trees or a rocky outcropping, and I'm assuming you have watches. But it's miserable unless I mean, if you can stand directly in the rain and try to or patrol, but you're gonna be soaked and freezing to the bone. Um, and it's not pleasant. Uh,
I mean, if we break for rest, I pop the tiny hut.
your tiny hut, yes. Good. Well, as you
DM's
sit around in your okay, as you sit around in your perfect temperature and comfortable furnishings, enjoying a hot
Central
meal
air.
with with a delicious yeah. Okay, as the storm outside,
Have a
which
cappuccino.
is torrential, has no effect on anything you're doing.
I like to call
Okay.
this San Diego.
We call it spooky. All right, but also it is
A
a bit.
whale's vagina.
I'm gonna have to look into it. I think it's a glowing hut though. I think
Oh no, it's glowing.
It doesn't glow. No, it's opaque and you can change the color.
I don't know. I
The
watched this
wind's
D&D
blowing.
short on Prime Video Okay, and they showed it, and it looked like it glue pretty bright.
Look, if you see,
I've seen this on
if
TV
you
once.
see
Yeah, it's
magic,
canon.
if you see magic, it glows red or white.
Fine,
You know.
fine. It's mechanically does nothing. Yes, Bungo once again defeats the dreariness and proves his worth to the group as the guy who keeps them comfortable.
Yeah,
If
exactly.
you think about it, both literally
Yep.
and metaphorically, I guess, or
There's this one branch that keeps on like scratching the roof. Of the
yeah,
windows.
yeah. You can't sleep very well because that one branch. Yeah, yeah, that's it. Nice. Sorry. Yes, your night goes pretty comfortably then, and fairly uneventful. However, you do think about everything that transpired, and you feel as though, um, when you wake up in the morning, it's comfortable and everything, but like you can't help but think about what Gideon had said to some degree. And maybe that's true, and maybe it's not. You guys only know who you were and who you are now, right? But Gideon sure believes it. And you guys have had to make some hard decisions, and it's been interesting. And you've grown a lot in a short amount of time, both in your skills and in your
Face.
experiences. Yes, yeah. And you've been tested, and things have, this place has really tested you. And regardless of where you've shifted, and some of you certainly have, and some of you haven't, and some have been for the good, and some for the not so great, um, or whatever this land is doing, this pressure of this land is doing. It doesn't matter because you're here and you made it, right? You're still alive. You got a plan, and that means something. So you guys are going to be able to level up. But I do want to do a little bit of, role play here before we finish up. Like we'll do a little bit here, but um, that is the what happens when you wake up. That kind of thought process as you come to realization. Yeah, so you'll be able to level to level 6, which
Woo!
is no joke. Time to
No.
start getting serious.
Yeah,
But as you
baby.
guys travel for the rest of the day, you do see a little glimmer of hope. Maybe it wasn't so bad with Bungo casting that spell and making everything so nice. Like, there's a sliver of sunlight. It's a little bit brighter. You see a couple birds. Um, it's not pouring rain. There's no thunder and lightning. It's the mist is not as thick. Maybe there's a little bit of hope there in that. But as you are walking, it's probably about 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You're gonna hopefully be there by nightfall. Um, but it dawns on you as you're kind of walking. It appears to be getting kind of twilight, and you're like, all of you look immediately to uh, Ren, who has proven time and time again to be able to accurately tell you dates and times. It says that it's probably like 1 o'clock, 1:30 in the afternoon, but it's like it's getting twilight.
We're in the Arctic Circle.
What's that?
No, I'm. It's just something I've read about, but clearly, something is wrong. The sun is down. I can't see it. I can't locate it at all. Right?
Sun is no, it's you can't see it behind the clouds. Like some of the clouds had peaked earlier, but now that the sun is like you just see the darkening blue of the
But
sky behind it.
it is essentially dark, but not yet. Let's
The
say
time,
dusk, as far as I'm
yeah,
concerned.
yeah, it's
Okay.
not.
Well, then, I don't know. Something's fucked. Like it's clearly 1:45 at this point.
What? So it's dark out, but it's not supposed to be dark out.
Yeah, it's mid-afternoon. It's like 1400 hours Eastern.
Hmm.
Magic?
I have no explanation, but this place is fucked. Oh well.
Do I hear, like, I'm from the woods, right? Do I hear like a nocturnal creature life happening, or is it like
Ooh, give me a survival roll.
Some form of a mission, maybe that he hears.
oh gosh, Jesus, horrible. Survival. That's a 9.
Yeah, you can't tell any difference. Like nothing. Yeah,
Fucking land.
can't make it. You can't discern anything about
We
it.
need
Yeah.
to get out of here. I'm so sick.
I tend to agree. But isn't the only way through forward at this point? Like, we've tried the backtracking, and I believe we're all in agreement that,
We've sucked at it.
yeah, but we have some directions forward. There's still hope or faith, depending on what word you prefer in this circumstance.
Neither.
I hear you there. Gideon, high five.
No.
Bones, high five.
Ren, is that something your culture did before you joined the group?
No, it's recent. I
Okay, 'cause
actually
none of us
previously
actually
I had
do
no
that.
friends before. This is really new to me.
Mm.
I used to run with a group, but I wouldn't say they were my friends. We had our own language though. And I'm gonna flash some gang signs.
Everybody got quiet because there was a little bit of Ren fucking character there. Right? We're all like, "Oh shit, okay, what's this? The deep and
This is
rich
good.
backstory they're developing." So as you
I'm like,
guys,
what up, y'all?
y'all, yeah, ex-gang member, I get it, hidden behind. Anyways, no, you make your guy. You think this is weird, but you continue on, I'm sure, and as as the time goes on, it kind of just it doesn't happen. It happens very gradually, and then all of a sudden you realize it is getting darker and darker. Um, and by the time it feels like it's midnight. It's dark, when it's like 6 o'clock, where it would be getting dark. But it is pitch black, like dark time. Now you do hear things. You hear a lot of wolves howling. A couple different packs, maybe a couple of the same packs communicating. Um, you guys you can hear flapping of some sort of nocturnal creatures, small creatures flying around. Um, it's cold, very cold. There's some like frost in the air almost. It's right at freezing, kind of quite cold. Everything's still kind of wet from the storms before, and uh, but that's when you come around the corner and you see sitting on a hill, the little walled, looks like a manor from where you're at. But you can see it's laid out strange. Out front of the walls, you see there's two buildings. One's clearly a stables. It's right in front of the front where the front door, door to the walls are. Um, there is stables, and then it's hard to tell from where you're at. Probably looks like maybe you've seen them before. Maybe like an altar. Oftentimes, even if you don't go inside, you can go. That's where they would put those types of things at like the manor. Sunday service might be there or whatever. But some sort of altar or little holy room, temple, very small temple, shrine.
To what?
You can't tell. It's one you would walk
Too
into.
far away.
Think of like the Greek. It's not really that style, but the idea of like
Okay.
you'd walk into that and there's an open
Hey,
area.
Right.
who cares? We
Chapel.
are blessed by Timora. Luck be praised. I thought we were gonna have to spend the night all snuggled together, body to body, chest to back. Little spoon to big spoon to little spoon to big spoon until we made our own circle. No beginning, no ends.
Once
Just
we're in that
one,
circle,
one tight circle. But look, we're saved. Civilization or something. And honestly, we could live in those stables if we had to. But
behind the manor and the compound and everything and the trees, you can see the half moon peek out every now and then as the clouds roll in front. And it kind of shines this kind of dark, eerie light on the manor on the hill. What are you guys doing?
I mean, you guys heard my big spoon idea, but I think we should approach and see if maybe we could get even warmer quarters than the stables. Right? We're a friendly group of people with at least 3 friendly faces. That's We got good odds. What do you think?
So, you said there's no other settlements or anything around the manor. It is just okay. Are we on the main trail to that, or are we off somewhere?
No, there's no trail going to it. You guys are off trail now because it just kind of moves, finds a place. So there's no trail going to this. You guys have just been directed where it is because Ichabod Mordheim knows these things around his manor
So, Randall,
where he does his experiments.
I know what you're
there's
thinking. It's no
Continues
lie.
where he
We're
continues to
lost
do his experiments.
travelers.
Go ahead. What were you saying, Alana?
we would be suspect to suspicion if we just show up and we're not on a main trail or anything.
We're just lost. We're lost travelers, and that's true. No lie. Are we not lost? Are we not looking for our way home?
Overarching story, my friend.
The truth is in the eye of the...
Your mom. Let's go.
I never remember how that ended.
Red's mom's a nice gal. I'm just gonna say that's the one point that I will defend.
I never met
I've
them.
never
I
met his
will
mom,
say-
but I'm just assuming to raise him, she had to be.
She's probably dead from the undead horde at this point.
She's very, very nice. She used to be a whore, but that was years ago. Years. I
where she met
barely
your father?
remember. I barely remember Oliver Johns. I've never met my father. I barely remember any of her Johns. She's a very kind and caring woman. She taught me everything I know, especially about stockings versus socks.
This makes sense.
I'm gonna let them all walk ahead of me. I don't trust this. I don't trust anything at this point. I don't trust the tree or the grass or anything.
Bungo? You've got the best mouth.
He doesn't. No, he doesn't know.
He does have a pretty mouth.
Hold on, that's not what I meant.
I agree. And I'm going to read a poem about a secret passage that involves a
No,
mountain.
no.
Oh, no.
You guys, as you guys approach, you're not too close yet. I know you guys haven't decided to go all the way up, but as you get a little closer, you can see it is like a little chapel, stables, walled manor, and you see the walls are like they're stone, but they're dark. It's dark stone. As you approach, you hear this just powerful neigh, and snort like from a horse that just reverberates, kind of coming from the stables. It echoes through the past, or the sound rolls past you and then echoes into the door that's swinging just barely ajar on the chapel, in the wind, but it echoes as it hits that room. And as you look up, you see the manor sitting there in the half, and you know it's 6 p.m. Right? But if you guys are looking at it just like it's midnight, it's like
it's literally 6.
Yeah,
But it
right,
feel-
but it's actually just like dinner time for them.
yeah, exactly.
Look, I'm starting to get a little hungry.
So that's where we'll end for tonight. That's a good spot.
We could totally play the thing of we're lost travelers and it's dinner time and we're starving. Do you have a hot bowl of food? Blah 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 blah. Blah.
Yeah, and what I will tell all of you
think
guys
you
now
guys are
when I
being
hear that,
way too generous with your
I'm gonna say,
thoughts. Have
I'm-
you not realized everything that's happened to us along the way?
don't worry, guys. I basically speak horse.
Really?
Talks to your mom.
All right.
Basically.
Man, that's awesome. Great session, Damien.
That was fun.
We're all back here next week. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
No, I think we're taking a weekend off because Todd's
Oh.
not gonna make it, and
No bungo.
yeah, I think we're gonna take one weekend off, if that's all right with everybody. Then we'll be back.
Yeah, yeah,
Follow
yeah.
me. No bungo, no red.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
no,
I think
no
a
kidding.
couple, I could even, everybody
No.
Yeah, yeah.
use a weekend, but I'm ready to go
Hey.
if you guys are, and you
We'll
can
do a
have a little bit of
podcast.
time. Yeah, you can have a little bit of time of to figure out what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
Reprieve from this
And to
horrific
figure out our level up.
fucking world that you are putting before us.
It is good. Feels terrible. Good. Welcome to
Uh,
Ravenloft.
I mean, I love the game. It makes me shiver. So,
We
Tuesday.
voted on this. I told you I had two. Remember, we had two, and you guys are like the dark Ravenloft. I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
let's
Yeah.
do it. One of my favorite settings of all time. Yes, please.
Yes.
Uh, we have Val Chronicles. Will be back Tuesday with the next chapter.
Maybe we'll do
that's-
one shot next weekend or something if people want to.
Yeah. We
Maybe
can
we'll
ask
want.
around for
Yeah.
sure.
Stay tuned.
Bright and sunny location somewhere. It's balmy.
Yeah, really
it's
happy
5
gaming.
degrees.
I'm really happy.
Yeah.
It's like Hello Kitty Land.
I haven't.
We have like a
campaign that's
beach
like a dungeon
session. It's like
crawl kind
Yes.
of.
We're like
Wave one
retired
spring
adventurers,
break.
and we gotta go back into the field this one
You
last
guys are
time.
just like
come off the
you
beach.
guys work at a tavern. It's like, don't you want to own it? No, I don't want that stress. I just work there.
Yeah.
Very like,
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
that's what we're
great,
gonna role
great.
play. Yeah, I'm a cook. I serve. Yeah. Okay.
Show us your
Married?
privilege.
No. Just
Show us
relax.
your privilege.
All right,
gosh.
here. So that's what we have going on. Check in. We will make sure to update the schedule if we plan on doing something. That's a reminder to me. Should write that down. I think we're good then.
Make sure you like and subscribe and hit the notification bells where you follow us on YouTube or Twitch. And look at the schedule tab on our page here for any of the changes that happen. And stay awesome.
Yeah, definitely do that last thing. If anything, stay awesome.